Hi guys! Welcome to Facebook Live with Barb. Barb Mulligan here with barbstamps.com, and it's Thursday night, and so that means I'm live on Facebook. And so it must be 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain where I am, 6 Central and 7 Eastern. So welcome to all of you who are going to be joining me tonight. I am super excited. I have some cute projects for you. I wasn't live last week. We had our big Stampapalooza retreat, and so I was very, very busy doing everything for that, which was super fun. And we have had a lot of very positive feedback about it, so thank you guys so much for that. We appreciate it very much. There is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make sure everything runs smoothly, and I think we pulled it off, so yay for us. So I'm back. I'm super excited. Oh, I need to check my pad here, my iPad, make sure I'm live. I think I am. I'm seeing you guys mention, you're saying hello, so that tells me that I'm probably live. If people are talking to me, I must be live, right? So, yes. Gosh, I always think to myself before I get on here, do I have any fun stories to share? I mean, I don't know. I probably do because, my kids are always doing things and then they tell me about it, but I'm old and I can't always remember everything that they tell me. So, but I can tell you a little funny story about my son. I don't know what it is with my son and buying junk vehicles. And when I say junk, I literally mean junk. He likes to buy junk vehicles. Why? I don't know. So right now we have his regular truck that he only paid $1,000 for it, but he's put a few $1,000s into it, and he's kind of got it. It's a nice looking truck, so it's his baby. But he also likes to be a boy and do a little bit of crazy things. And so he purchased this little Ford Ranger from a neighbor of a friend of his. He saw it sitting in the guy's driveway, so he asked him if he would be willing to sell it. The guy said, yeah, okay, $500. And he has beat the crap out of this thing. I'm not going to lie. He didn't want to put any money into it. It's like if something went bad in the engine, like it kept overheating. So he just removes the thermostat. Who does that? He carries a gallon of coolant with him everywhere he goes because it goes through coolant really fast. So he had a lot of fun with this thing, but now it's to the point where I think he's trashed it a bit too much and it doesn't really work anymore. So he is going to be getting rid of that. In the meantime, him and 4 of his friends purchased a 1992 Dodge van. This thing is gigantic. They bought it to be their duck hunting van. So it has no seats. It has a driver's seat and a passenger seat. It's got nothing in the back. So they have like beanbag chairs back there. So when they're driving around, the people in the back are in beanbag chairs. I know. It's a bad idea. I know. He'll be 18 in a month and a half. So really, what am I going to do? Anywho, so then he got new tires for his truck that's his baby. Some really big, meaty tires. Well, these big, meaty tires are sucking the gas like no one's business. So he is paying a lot of money for gas, and he's not super happy about that. So now what he wants to do is, wait, I just screwed something up on here. He wants to find some vehicle that he can use to kind of be his car that he gets around town with and everything, like the car that you would use, because your truck uses a lot of gas, so you would buy something else that isn't so much of a gas guzzler. So he is on, it must be Facebook. He was on Facebook Marketplace, and he found a 2003 Dodge Neon. Yeah, I'm thinking piece of junk. The guy wants $400 for it. In the picture, it has a flat tire. Okay. Well, he wants to go buy this thing because it's only $400 and the guy said it runs. I'm just like, and you believe the guy? Well, I don't have any reason not to. Okay, except that people lie, but okay. So he is going to take my husband's truck and a car hauler trailer that a friend of his has, and he's driving over to Gillette, Wyoming tomorrow to take a look at this vehicle, because he's going to get rid of the Ford Ranger and then he's going to have this Dodge Neon. So I I don't know, you guys. I don't know. He's, if I was a drinking person, he'd be driving me to drink. That's for dang sure. But what can you do? So anyway, boys will be boys, as some of you are saying. Yes, and he definitely is all boy. He does have a job, so I'm not funding his buying of vehicles habit. He does have a job. He works at a place in town here called Shipton's, and he works about, I think, maybe 20 hours a week or something like that. He's gotten a few raises, so he makes, okay money. And so, yes, he is funding his own ridiculous habits here. So there you go. Okay. I want to mention this before we get started so that you guys can keep me accountable. I have a celebration host set called In Your Words that I want to give away today. So at some point during the live event this evening, I am going to stop what I'm doing and scroll through the comments and pick a random person to win this stamp set. So if it's something you're interested in, don't not comment because you don't want it. But I mean, if it's something you're interested in, please leave some comments. I love reading your guys' comments. Sometimes I'm kind of slow at that, but I wish I could see them on my iPad. I just don't know how to, swipe left to reveal comments. I'm swiping and I'm getting nothing. No comments are coming up. So this iPad is a big fat liar because that doesn't work. So I'm just going to have to kind of scroll through on my phone as we're going through here. So anyways, hello everyone. I want to just kind of scroll through and see who's all here. We've got Sandy, we've got Nina, Donna, Dolly, Carol, Lisa, Jewel, Kay, who else do we have on here? Lots of you people. Debbie, Deborah, Kristen. So yay! Oh, good. I'm glad that my son isn't odd. You guys are all saying that a lot of you are saying that he sounds like your sons. So good. So that's good to hear. And you guys are saying that Stampalooza was fun. Yes, it was amazing, wasn't it? I wonder if I can bring the comments in. Anyways. Okay, so I'm sure I'll think of more silly things as the night goes on, but I do want to get started stamping because I've got some cute things to show you, and I've got some other work that I have to get done this evening, so yeah, we got to get going. Okay, so I'm going to flip my camera, and you guys know I did kind of fix my tripod, but it still isn't perfect, so bear with me. I know this is annoying. I'm going to try to do it quickly. Whoops, that's not hooked in. Oh, good Lord. Sometimes it's hooked in, sometimes it's not. Okay, I think it's hooked in. I think that you can see my desk. I can see my desk, and I think everything is level. So, yay. Okay, why can I not? There we go. They turned into responsible adults. Gail, that is awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing that. And it's not that he's not responsible. He's very responsible. I mean, I don't have to tell him to go to work. He knows he has to work. He just does, what he does. And yeah, so he's pretty responsible. He's just a boy, and he likes toys. And yeah, so there you go. Okay, let me get some of these things out of my way that I don't need. And I'm going to clip my hair back. It's getting kind of long. I'm kind of growing it out. I mean, not completely growing it out, but I used to have it really, really short, so I'm kind of growing it out a little bit. Anyway, let's see. Oh, Diane said she learned so much at Stamp Business Palooza and Stampapalooza. Oh my gosh, I am so glad to hear that, Diane. We had an amazing time, you guys, and we had some amazing guest speakers. We all did some business training ourselves for the people that were in the group, so that's good to hear. And Vicky says, maybe he did find a great burger. Yeah, you never know, Vicky. He's going to drive over there. He's pretty mechanically inclined. I mean, he's one of those people, he doesn't read super well, but if you give him something that's broken, he can fix it. So he's very much like my husband and my husband's father in that respect, where they're very hands-on people. They're not like book smart, and all that kind of thing, but they are very hands-on and very mechanically inclined. And he got that from my husband and my husband's father. So, yes, so hopefully he'll be able to check it out and make sure it's good. Hello, Judy. How are you? Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate that very much. So if the rest of you want to share it, that'd be awesome. Thanks. Okay, so I did want to start out today by talking about Stamp Happy Academy. As most of you guys know, and a lot of you guys are members that are on here watching me, this is an amazing website full of great content that I have been doing for about the past 10 months with two of my very best friends, Dina and Kelly. We have so far, so we have January, so September, there are 36 files for online classes on that site. And if you're a member, you have access to all those files. It's not just that you sign up in September, you only have access to September going forward. No, you have access to September and everything before September and everything going forward as long as you're a member. Our premium membership includes all those online classes plus 3 live stamping classes a month. And we focus mostly on layouts. So it's a great starting point to have a layout of a card, and then you can just change out the stamp set or the designer series paper and make multiple cards very quickly using the same layout. And so we do 3 of those live classes a month. They're about 2-ish hours a piece. And again, when you join Stamp Happy Academy, you don't have access just to the month you start going forward. You have access to the month going forward plus all the videos before you. So it's kind of like a Netflix subscription. When you're a Netflix subscriber, you have access to all the content. When you stop your subscription, you have access to none of the content. It's basically the same kind of thing. We're always looking for new members. So if you guys are interested, please feel free to check it out. stamphappyacademy.ning.com. And I know there are a bunch of you girls on here right now. So if you are a member of Stamp Happy Academy, please share how wonderful it is with everyone else, because I know they would want to see it. So there you go. Okay. Today, you guys, is the very last day that you can sign up to be a demonstrator during celebration and get a free bundle with your starter kit. So if you've been on the fence wondering, should I sign up, should I not? Yes, the answer is always absolutely yes, you should, because if you're buying Stampin' Up! Products, you should buy them at a discount. I like to call that a happy shopper. And then you could, like, if you decide you want to build a business or make a little bit of extra money, you know, I'm here to help you do that. If you don't want to do that and you just want to buy stuff for yourself, you can absolutely do that. I do have a team Facebook page. We have monthly team meetings. Dina, Kelly, and I have something that we call Demo 101 training that we do every single week. We do a Zoom call, and anybody in any of our teams is welcome to get on, and we talk about all kinds of things: how to start a blog, how to do YouTube videos, current specials and promotions, how to promote, just, I mean, tons of things. So I would love to have you join my team. It's $99 plus tax. You get $125 of merchandise, whatever you want that we currently sell. Plus you're going to get one of these bundles for free. Okay? Today is the very last day to do that. We did talk about Fall Stamp-A-Palooza and Stamp Business Palooza. While the events are over, all the content remains in the Facebook groups forever. All the videos, all of the files, everything is in there. While you cannot get a swag box anymore, you can still get the online version, which is access to the Facebook group and the make and take projects and everything. So that's only $70 for an incredible amount of content. The Stamp Business Palooza, if you're a demonstrator, I highly recommend checking this out. We had some great presentations. We had Michaela Titheridge, we had Chad Williams and Shannon West, Dina, Kelly, and I, and Julie Kettlewell from the UK also did a presentation for us, and that's only $59. And as a demonstrator, that is well worth the money. So anyway, all right, so we have people telling you how awesome Stamp Happy Academy is, you guys. So you should check it out. The minimum is $19.95 a month. You know, give it a couple months, see all the amazing files that we have in there for you. If you want to upgrade to the live classes, you can do both for $34.95, and it's amazing. We just have a blast doing it. So I would love to have you guys join us. All right, this is my class to go for the month of October. This file will be on Stamp Happy Academy later this month after I finalize everything. So the class itself is based around the Little Delights stamp set, which is in the holiday catalog, super cute, and the star-crossed embossing folder. Now, neither of these things are included in the kit of supplies that you receive, but you can add them if you want to the kit. So in the kit, you're going to get some of the Fresh Freesia ribbon. You're going to get some of the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo. You're going to get some in-color gems and some in-color squares. You're going to get a few of these, I think you get 2 of these super cute little boxes that we sell. You're going to get 5 of these printed little bags. You don't get any of the Shreddy, sorry, but I'm assuming most of you probably have Shreddy. And then you're also going to get some of the Penguin Place Designer Series paper. So my entire class is based around the opposite sides of the paper, meaning not any penguins, not necessarily Christmas, because in this stamp set, you'll see there are Halloween. I'm not going to do a Halloween card just because we're already in October, and if you're doing Halloween, you've probably already done it. So we are going to have birthday card, Christmas card, kind of a thank you fallish card, and then I've got one more that I haven't decided on yet. But I'm going to show you one of the cards today. I'm going to make one of the cards for you today. I usually always have a kickoff card that will be in the class, and I'll show you that card today so you can see how fun it's going to be and some of the goodies that are actually going to be how to use them in the class. So that's my class for the month of October. The kit's $45 as usual, and you can add the stamp set and the folder for $29 if you so desire. I still have some of my sweet stockings kits to go. I got them all ready this week. Everybody that ordered one, your kit is out of here. I just need to email you the file, but I still have some left. Same pricing, kit $45 if you want to add the bundle. It's $106 total. It's a super great class. I realize there's pets. Some people don't like pets. I can't believe you wouldn't, but some people don't want to create cards with cats and dogs and hamsters. Well, all the cards in this class, you don't have to use the pets if you don't want to. So you can easily take the pet out of the equation, and the card is still amazing. It just doesn't have a pet. So kind of take that into consideration, and it's a really cute class. I highly recommend it. Of course, all my classes are super cute, so I recommend all of them. Our Peaceful Deer online class just went live in Stamp Happy Academy today. So if you haven't checked that out today, you girls that are basic or premium members, get over there and you can download the class for free. And then if you decide you want to order a kit, we are happy to sell you kits. They're $45. The whole shebang, which is the deer bundle, the gingham ribbon, the red ribbon, the rhinestones, the glitter paper, and the Peaceful Prints celebration paper is $81, or just the online class is $20. I didn't know it was the, hi Dolly, didn't know it was the late. Oh, she's talking to Dolly. Okay, I don't need to pay any attention to that. Still have a few Christmas season classes left. I always have adhesive kits. I've showed you guys these a few times. They come in these cute little bags, various colors. And we have tear and tape, dimensionals, glue dots, a seal, liquid glue, a ruler, an adhesive eraser, and an ink eraser, sand eraser. So these are always available for $45. If you add them to another class, they're only $40, because the shipping, I can just combine it for you. So I always have adhesive kits available. I have like very few kits left in my class sale. So if you order 2 or more kits of the ones I'm going to show you, you get a 25% discount. I have 1 Artistry Blooms class left. I have 3 peach classes left, 2 Bloom Where You're Planted, and 1 Posted for You. That's all I have left. So if you're interested in any of those, shoot me an email, barb@barbstamps.com. Let me know. I'll send you a PayPal invoice. And if you order more than 2 or more, you get 25% off. Okay, so we are going to be using these 2 items in our first card. This card is actually one of the cards that's going to be in my class to go with the Little Delights stamp set. All right, so let me get what I need here. We've got 3 different ink pads. We've got Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia, Just Jade. And I'm going to be using the Birthday Wishes, You're Such a Blessing, and the Little Party Hat, because we're going to make a birthday card. And then I have all my pieces and parts here. So I'm going to start out with a thick, excuse me, Whisper White card base. I'm actually a lot better. A lot of you guys know that I had COVID last month, and it really kicked my butt. And then after I kind of recovered from COVID, I got a cold that is not really going away. I mean, it's getting better because I'm not hacking with every word that I try to speak, which is nice because that was super annoying. I do still have this weird rash on my legs. I think I told you guys about my weird rash and that I was on steroids for about a week. Well, the rash on my back is kind of gone, but the rash on my legs is not. And so I need to go back to the doctor or to the dermatologist or something to figure out what the heck is with this rash. I am going to be using this stamp set, Bonnie. It's called Little Delights. It's going to be featured in my class to go this month, along with the star-crossed embossing folder. Okay, super cute. So we've got a thick Whisper White card base. And then I have a 4x5 1/4 inch piece of fresh freesia, and I did use the folder on that. So can you guys see how cool that is? So you've got the stars on one side, the, oh, I don't know what you call this. I'm losing my mind here. Oh, somebody help me out. What do you call this pattern here on the side? Oh my gosh. Squares. Grid. A grid maybe? We're going to go with grid. Stars on a grid. And it's really cool because you can cut it in half and only use the stars with maybe a piece of designer series paper, or just use the grid. I have also found it pretty cool if you punch circles or crop circles out of that. You can use that as kind of like a little lattice. Thank you, Jolly. Lattice work. You can punch out circles out of the different designs, and so that's kind of fun. But for this particular card, we're just going to use it as it is, a full card. Or not a full card layer, I guess I should say. Okay. And then we have a little mat, and I forgot to write down what the sizing is on this, so I'm going to tell you. This is 2 3/4 by 4. Yep. And then I have some little scrap pieces. So I have this pattern of the designer series paper. And again, I mean, you know, if you're looking at the whole package together, you kind of think Christmas and winter and whatever. But if you pull the pieces out individually, especially these patterns that don't have any of the animals and stuff on them, you can use them for anything. And that's what we're going to do. So this is going to be a birthday card. So this is what? 1 5/8 by 2 1/2. This is a piece of white that is 2 by, I think it's 1 3/8. Yes, 1 3/8 by 2. And then this is 1 by 2. Okay. So we're going to layer those pieces onto this layer of Misty Moonlight. But I do need to do a little stamping first. So these pieces I'm going to stamp on. So this piece right here, I am going to stamp a sentiment. And I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to use the birthday sentiment. So this says birthday wishes. So cute. All right, so let's see if we can get this right in the middle of this piece. Hello, Sherry. Thanks for joining us. And then I have my little party hat here. And I need a scratch paper. My little party hat I'm going to stamp on this little piece of just jade. And I'm going to just ink up the party hat. Hold on, I'm missing something. Well, it's fine. So I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp this little party hat on here. Maybe like so. She really likes the font. I do too, Bonnie. I think it's really cute. I really like fun fonts. Okay, and so we're going to come in like that. And that. Let's see. I think we're going to do this. So I'm just kind of what I like to call random stamping. And I'm just trying to get a lot of the area covered. Okay, so there are my 2 stamped pieces. Very simple. And so now we can just add them to our layer. Okay. And I'm right-handed. This is going to be the left side of the card, or of the layer. But since I'm right-handed, I may need a cough drop after all. But it's not as bad as it was the last time I was live 2 weeks ago, where I couldn't hardly speak a word without hacking my guts out. So I guess that's good. That means I am getting better. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? That's my old snail that we don't sell anymore, that I haven't quite used up all of it yet. I didn't mean to use that. I hate using stuff if you guys can't buy it, because I know that's frustrating. Okay, so there's my main layer there. But then I also thought that I would want to have some party hats on the designer series paper layer. So I've got a little scrap here. And let me get a chamois, because I need to clean that off. I think my chamois is like really wet. So I'm going to have to spank my stamp to get the rest of that water off there. All right, so I need all the colors opened for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up in 2 sections. So I'm going to ink it up the party hat, and then I'm going to ink up the the little star that's on the top of it. Okay, but I'm going to cheat because I already have some done, but I can't remember what color combinations I did. Okay, so we're going to do Party Hat, Misty Moonlight here. And then the star is going to be Fresh Frieza. So you can sort of see that I am just being careful with my stamping. And since there's a little tiny bit of a gap between that star and the party hat, I'm able to just ink it up, separate it out. Now, of course, you could mask it off if you want, but that just takes too much time. And I think this is going to work out just fine. Super cute. These adorable little party hats. Again, we got to spank the old stamp. And then we're going to get the party hat in the Just Jade. And then the star in the Misty. There we go. Okay, so there we have our 3 little party hats, all coordinating with the card, of course, because you have to have it coordinate, right? All right. And so then what I would do is I would fussy cut these out. So I'll fussy cut one just to kind of show you how I'm not going to be super precise up at the star. But, you know, I don't think you need to be. So we're just going to cut around the party hat itself. And then we'll get up here to the star. And I'm just kind of going to go around almost like just in a circle. So I'm not being perfectly precise on this little star, just barely, I guess. Okay, and you would cut out all 3 of them, and then here they are. So here are my 3 little party hats all cut out, and you can see that my stars are not perfect by any means, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to put them onto the Designer Series paper. And so you're not going to notice that, okay? And so I'm just going to add these with mini glue dots, I think. Da, da, da. So remember, you guys, if you buy the kit, you will get the supplies to make this card, along with 3 other designs. You'll make 2 of every design, okay? So you'll make 2 of these, 2 of another card, 2 of another card, 2 of another card. And then, of course, I am including those little gift boxes, so I'll show you how I would use the gift box in there, so it'll be cool. Why does the phone always ring when I am live? Who is it? Oh, it's my brother-in-law. I'm going to hide it in the drawer so we can't hear it. There. He'll have to call back. Okay. It's just going to keep on ringing, isn't it? Okay. So now I'm going to bring in, this is the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack, and you will get some of these ribbons, or you'll get all the ribbons in the kit. And so I'm going to use the Just Jade. And the reason I picked this is because, look, it matches the paper perfectly. You've got Just Jade, you've got the Misty Moonlight and white twine, and then, of course, you've got white ribbon, which you can color if you desire, or you can use it plain. So, I mean, it's like the perfect ribbon to go with this paper and to go in this class. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, oh, I already have it cut, but I was just going to take a length of the ribbon and wrap it around the middle of the card. So that's what we'll do. So it's just going to go right across the center. Of course, I'm just eyeballing what the center is. And right there. And I like to use Scotch tape, as I've told you guys. And then this is going to go onto our card base. So because I have embossed this layer, I'm going to use liquid glue because I just find that liquid glue holds embossed pieces really, really well. Sometimes, like even when you heat emboss cardstock, it likes to buckle and roll and fold. It can do the same thing with just embossing with the embossing folders. So I like to get it really gluey. And with the liquid glue, then I have a few seconds to kind of, you know, lay it on my card base and figure out if it's even all the way around or not before it's actually, you know, pressed down for sure. Okay, and then this little piece we are going to add to the card. I'm going to use some dimensionals. So we'll get our dimensionals here. I'm just going to go 5, 1 on each corner and then 1 in the middle. There we go. And I'm going to put it off to the right slightly, so it's like not going to be exactly in the middle, but I want to add a bow to the card, so I need a little room for that to happen. And so in order to do that, I've got to slide that over just a bit. Whoops, that's not even. That's not even. It was kind of even, but then kind of not. Okay, so when I tie a bow, I make 2 little bunny ears, and then I cross them, and then I push that loop to the back, bring it up through the hole, and then you can manipulate the loops to be, you know, however you want it to be. Okay, I've already got that done, so here it is. And I'm going to attach this with the glue dots also. I guess I can just use 1, and I'm just going to set it right. Whoops, did I even, oh, the glue dot is on my fingernail, not the knot of the ribbon. It's not going to stick if it's on my fingernail. I'm going to add another one just because I feel like since it was on my fingernail, now there's a problem. Okay. So cute. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to do with this, where are my, here we are. This is also something you get in the kit. You get a selection, not a selection, you get like a half, I think it's a third of a pack, because I couldn't really do it by half, so I did it like a third. And we're going to just add a couple of these fun little squares to the card. And so maybe we'll use this side. Whoops, I don't think I took the adhesive dot with that. Nope, I sure didn't. And so I think I'm just going to put those, 2 of them, up here in the corner. Oh, there's one. Get underneath that. Did I get that one? Yes. And we'll put this one here. And I'm just going to kind of use my take your pick tool to position it where I want it to be. There. Okay, so then we have to do the inside too, right? So I already kind of did it. I stamped the "You're Such a Blessing" with my fresh freesia. I did my little party hat the same way that I did it when I showed you guys half and half. And then I have a strip of fresh freesia, and then I have a strip of the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to add these 2 things together. So we'll just add a tiny bit of glue along that top edge of the paper. And I'm just going to add it to the freesia. So I just have a tiny little bit of the freesia showing, like, I don't know, between an 1/8 and a 1/16 of an inch. Trying to eyeball it to make sure that it's the same. And then we'll just run a strip of seal along the bottom here. And we'll add this. Looks like my Designer Series paper is a tiny bit too short. No problem. I'm just going to bring in my little trimmer. Now this little trimmer is not one that we sell, even though we should, because it's super cute and it's so handy. It just fits right here on my desk. It doesn't take up any room, and I love it so much. Okay. So I'm just going to add this to the inside of the card. This thing just keeps getting cuter by the minute, doesn't it? Oh, I didn't even need to add a white layer, but well, you don't need a white layer. Okay, and then if you want, you can decorate an envelope. I think I have one here. Hold on. Maybe I can find it quickly. Or maybe not. Okay, I can't find it quickly, but what you could do is you can just cut a piece of the Designer Series paper, stick it on the envelope flap, and then you'd have a super cute card. This piece isn't quite wide enough. You need it to be 2.5 inches. This is probably only 2, but pretend that it's on there. And so we have a super cute birthday card using that penguin paper. So the penguin paper is amazing, and you're going to get a half of a package of that in your kit. So your kit includes a lot of stuff. Okay, so let me scoot this to the side and clean up my mess a bit, and then we will move on to card number 2. Okay, let me put all these ribbons and bits and everything back in the bucket. Let me clean my stamps though, because I hate putting my stamps back in the bucket when they're wet or when they're inky, because that just makes a mess. Because it can get all over everything else. Okay, I'm glad you guys liked that card. I did too. I was quite happy with myself when I got done with it this afternoon. I thought, oh, I bet those guys are gonna love it. And you do, so yay. Okay, let's move all these bits into the trash. And then we can get our second bucket of stuff out here. I haven't forgotten about this. So in case you guys are joining me late, at some point throughout the presentation tonight, I am going to randomly scroll back through the comments and pick a winner. This has nothing to do with anything. And someone's going to win this In Your Words stamp set. It is the host set that's right now during celebration. And so I have a few extras and I want to give it away. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. All right. So next, we are going to be using the Harvest dies. I think they're on back order right now, but I don't think they're on back order for too long, so that's good. All right. I always forget to see if you guys have any questions for me. You're just telling me the card is cute. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, Sherry said, that was Sherry. That was my layout that I used for mystery stamping. And I still had that card sitting on my desk, and I thought, oh my gosh, that would be the cutest card with this stamp set and these papers. So yes, you are correct. Okay, and Laura says she loves that set. I'm assuming she means this. Okay, so we're going to use the Harvest dies, not the stamp set, just the dies, and we're only going to use 2 of them. So we're going to use these 2 right here, and then I've got these tailor-made tags. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have these because they're amazing. If you don't, you absolutely should get them, because I use these things all the time. They're the perfect thing to use on lots of different projects. So, okay. We are also going to use the Time Worn Type embossing folder. So it's kind of hard to see, you know, so I try to keep these little sleeve things so you can kind of see. I'm not even sure if what this says means anything. It's just very old and vintagey looking. So, yeah. Oh, Deborah says, I'm looking and sounding healthier. Thank you so much, Deborah. We are feeling a lot better. Okay. We're also going to use the Gold and Rose Gold metallic specialty paper. I'm going to use gold for this project. So here is a quick look at this gorgeous paper that is not part of Celebration. That paper's gone, but this you can actually get out of the annual catalog. And then I'm also going to be using the Regal's Designer Series paper. Now, I haven't used Cajun Craze in a hot minute, but Cajun Craze is a good color for fall. So we're using, well, it's this pattern here. This is all I have left of this pattern, but I already cut it, so I'm going to show you. So we're using that, and then we're also going to use some cork, okay? So we're using a lot of papers today and things. So let me show you what I already have done. All right, so we have a Cajun Craze card base. Easy enough, right? So I'll just fold that in half and burnish that. And then I have my 4 by 5 1/4 inch layer that I went through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the Time Worn Type folder. Ooh, we have Chris watching from Australia. Hello, Chris. Welcome. So that's going to go on. And then here's my little strip of this Designer Series paper. And I think this is 1.5. 1.5 by, should be 5 1/4. Yep, 5 1/4. I'm going to put that there. It's like a standard layout, but it's a really kind of cool card. Then I cut my tag out of cork, you guys. Isn't that cool? So we're going to have a cork tag on here. Nifty, nifty. Then I took this die and I ran it through with a piece of Bumblebee. And then I ran it through again with a piece of Old Olive. And in case you didn't know, this die, aside from cutting, embosses. So you can kind of see there's the veins on the leaves. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then there's like little, I don't know what you'd call them, but on this cone flower, there's definitely some detail here. Some little dots and then some little lines. So this just by itself is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off the end of the stem that was here, because I don't want my flower to have a stem on it, obviously. And I'm going to end up gluing that to this right here. So I think, honestly, what might be super simple would maybe be a glue dot. So if I just put a glue dot on the back of the cone flower, and then I stuck it onto the stem, I think that might work. And I'm using my silicone mat because if I don't, then when I press this onto my stem, it's going to stick on my table. So there we go. Okay. So easy so far, and no stamping. Can you believe that? Then I ran this wheat looking stuff through with that gold paper. So I'm going to add that. And now, I don't know, sometimes this happens to me. It probably happens to you guys too. My dies will start to bow occasionally if I use them a lot, and I have used this one a lot. So what I do, and you know, at your own risk, try this. I very gently, so like I have my fingers together, my 2 pointer fingers and my 2 thumbs, they're all touching in together. I will just very gently work my way down the die, keeping the fingers together, and then just barely kind of pressing to bend it back. And so you can see that does work pretty good to get these dies to go back to their shape. And now I said you do it at your own risk, and I'm very gentle. I'm not forcing it. I'm just very, very gentle. And I feel like having all my fingers together helps me be a little bit more gentle with it. But I can get it almost back to flat by doing that, okay? So again, gentle is the key. And I can do that with these little very thin dies as well, just as long as I keep my fingers all together and I'm just super gentle, okay? And you can get your dies to go back to basically flat. Okay, so we have our pieces here to do what we want to do, and I'm sure you guys can already figure out what I'm doing. I'm going to trim these apart, just barely, and then I'm going to add them to my piece of cork. All right, and so I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue, and when I use liquid glue, I am very sparing. My beads of glue are very small, very skinny, and if I feel like I have too much on, I'll wipe it off with my finger. And I'm just going to add these to the layer of cork. And whoops, we'll get this one on there too. Just teeny tiny little beads of the glue, because you don't need a whole lot of glue, you just need some glue. Okay, and then this is going to be a little bit higher. There we go. Press that into place, and of course we're going to snip off the excess. And then my cone flower, I'm going to kind of pop this up with some dimensionals, I think. So I'm going to put, I can put a large one right here, and then I should be able to get some small ones right on these leaf pieces, like so. And get that, take that off, and then we can just add this to the tag. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Here's another little sneaky thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of peel this up because it's not completely set yet. So I snipped off that little piece, and I'm just going to extend it like that, so that when I stick my cone flower on there, it actually is long enough. There's a little trick for you. Okay, so then we will snip off the excess down here at the bottom of the tag, and now we can just go ahead and start adding everything together. And like I said, a super easy layout. This is like one of those layouts that I probably use a lot of the time with various stamps, because it just works. It works with everything. Putting a tag on something. Are these words upside down? I don't know if that would even matters because it doesn't really say anything. Yeah, you can put a tag there. You can use just a circle, a circle, a square, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, and so this has been embossed, so I am going to use liquid glue and then add it to the front. Okay, oh, Sherry says I'm always full of great tips. It just comes from making a lot of mistakes, Sherry. And trying to fix a lot of those mistakes. Okay, so then we're going to, of course, attach this with some dimensionals, because why wouldn't we? And I guess we'll go 5, why not? Dimensionals are pretty cheap. We'll peel the backings off of all that. Oops, hold on. I needed to put some ribbon on the behind the tag, but I wanted to do something to the ribbon first. So I have here the Pale Papaya ribbon. Okay, well, I mean, it would probably look fine with this, but I really wanted something to be Cajun Craze. So I thought, you know what if I took my Pale Papaya, and what if I used my dark Cajun Craze marker? I can color this Cajun Craze, because this is so light. This color is so light. And it's already kind of orangey, so it's not like, you know, I'm trying to take the polished pink, hot pink ribbon and trying to turn it yellow. I mean, obviously that would be impossible. But, you know, the colors are very similar as they are. And so I thought, why can't I do that? Oh, it does take a little bit to dry. Hee hee hee. Messy. So I'm going to set that aside for a second. I need to do something to the inside too, but I don't know what, because I didn't get any stamps out. What can we do? I happen to have this. This is my stamp set, but I'll give the winner of this a brand new one. This one is mine. So maybe I will use one of these. How about this one? Your birthday came and your birthday went. Here's the card I should have sent. And it's quite sad, but that's me most of the time. And I feel really bad about that because I literally make cards for a living. So that's pathetic, but it is what it is. It comes from being a stamping pro, Bonnie says. Oh, Bonnie, you're so sweet. I have all these tips because I'm a pro, Bonnie says. Okay. Let's see if I can get that on there so that it's fairly straight. You know what? I'm going to add an inside layer to that. So I'm going to do vanilla. That's almost the right size because it's kind of fallish. So yeah. There we go. Let me cut that. And you know what? I had that tiny strip of Designer Series paper left in this package. So let's just make it a whole thing. Why not, right? All right, so we'll add this to the edge of the vanilla layer. Okay. I always find it's just Designer Series paper can just jazz up the inside of your card, and it's so simple because everybody has scraps, right? We've all got these scraps laying around, and we're all going, oh, I just don't want to throw it out because, you know, it's Designer Series paper. So don't throw it out, use it. Oh, but do I want it on the inside, or I think I'm going to have it be towards the fold line, so we're going to stick it in like this. Okay. There we go. And then we have our little sentiment here. And I'm going to stamp that. I think I'm going to go early espresso for my sentiment rather than Cajun Craze, just to, you know, jazz it up a little bit in there. Oh, look what I just did. I put my pad on top of, yeah, hold on. Okay. We're going to ink this up, and I got to see if it's right, because if it's not right, then I'm going to have to reposition it or something. I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to try not to press too hard because I'm normally a very heavy-handed stamper, and if I stamp too heavy, now it's a little bit crooked. What are you going to do? The person that gets this is just going to be happy that I gave him a card, right? Okay, so back to our ribbon. So we have our Cajun Craze ribbon, and I am going to add it to this card, or to this tag. I think I'm going to use some glue dots. Where's my glue dots? So what I need to do first is I need to stick it together. So I'm going to stick a glue dot in the middle so that when I fold it in half, it'll stick together. Then I'm going to add a glue dot to the outside so that it will stick to the tag. Okay, and then I'm going to add this to the front, like that. And we need to snip our ribbons. Oh no, where are my really good scissors? These are not them, so let's hope that we can snip this off without making it look terrible. You know what's really funny? When you color this particular style of ribbon with the markers, it gets kind of stiff, so it actually cuts a lot better, in my opinion. Okay, now I feel like it's missing something, like maybe something, ooh, maybe some wink of Stella. Hold on. Maybe we could add some wink. No, that one has a big X on it, which must mean it's bad. No, that one looks like it's bad. I have so many wink of Stellas around here, you guys. It's kind of pathetic. Is that one good? Whoa. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so maybe what I can do is maybe I can just add a little wink of Stella to some of this detail that was provided to us with the die. So maybe we can just add a little bit of interest that way, and we can just tap all these little dots with some wink, maybe on our leaf here, the vein, because I don't know as though I want to add any like real embellishments. Oh, you know what I could do though, that might not be too much, is use our pearls. I don't always use the pearls, so I don't know. If I did, what would it look like? Pearls are white. Nope, I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna leave it just like this. I like it just like this. And you can see the wink on there. You can see that great gold paper, and then we open it up and we have a little bit of interest on the inside. And so there it is, you guys. And then here is another one that I did without the designer series paper, with some gold ribbon that obviously I didn't get stuck very good. And then a little label. So I don't know which one is better. This one has more detail. I don't know. I think I like that one better. This might be what you would call the casual stamper, but this would be like the avid stamper. I don't know. Anyway, that's the card we made today. So hopefully you like that. Let me pull it out and let me clean up my mess here quickly. Put those back because we didn't use them. Those we need to keep. This I need to clean. And then I have another card for you guys. It's going to be kind of a technique for part of it. Well, I guess I can't even really explain it. I'll just have to show you when I get there. And this is not, my chamois must be filthy. So I might need to clean that when we're done. Okay, so let me move all of this out of the way, get all the trash. Ugh, when it's got glue on it, it doesn't like to slide into the garbage very well. Okay. So, our last project, I actually had somebody ask me, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, if I had this stamp set. Oh, Flo, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so I have this stamp set that I want to give to somebody. So, let me scroll through the comments and see who we have here. Let's see. All right, and we will find us a winner. I'm just kind of scrolling through. Oh, this isn't letting me scroll. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Nope, my iPad is not letting me scroll all the way back. So let me just kind of scroll through what we got going on here. I think. Oh, we're getting close to picking a winner, I think. I am going to go with Bonnie. Bonnie, and I'm going to butcher your name, Bonnie. I want to say, is it Huckstadt? Huckstadt? Bonnie Huckstadt, I think is her name. And I am going to send this to Bonnie. So, Bonnie, be looking in your mail for this fun stamp set. If it's something that you already happen to have, please feel free to pass it on to somebody that you know that doesn't already have it. But maybe what you'd like to do is maybe you'd like to cut it up. You know, you have a second one. You can maybe cut off the life is full of ups and downs. Leave that. You could cut off, you know, some of this birthday being late. You could cut it up, or you can give it to someone else. So Bonnie is our winner. Let me write your name on here, Bonnie. Bonnie H. Okay, Bonnie. Bonnie, if you would be so kind as to Facebook message me your address so that I don't have to go looking for it, that would be awesome. And then I can get this out to you probably tomorrow. Okay, thank you to Flo for reminding me for that. So now we have got that done. So a couple weeks ago, somebody asked me if I had the stamp and if I had any ideas using it. Yes, I do, and yes, I do. So I came up with two different things, and it's not like the design is different. It's just a couple different ways to maybe color the thing in, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna move that aside because I already have it on my block. And we are going to, first off, we are going to emboss it in gold, okay? So I need a layer of white, which I need to cut because I didn't do that apparently. Oh, here we have one. Okay, so I'm going to use my Versamark ink, and I'm going to ink this up over and 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 over. My theory on Versamark inking, you guys, is that when you think you have enough Versamark on your stamp, ink it some more. Because you cannot have too much Versamark on your stamp, but you can definitely not have enough, especially if you're going to be heat embossing. You do not want to not have enough, okay? And since this ink is sticky, I am able to flip my stamp upside down and press on it to get it nice and inky. Okay, so as I kind of tilt that into the light, you guys can see that it has gotten inky. And so now I'm going to bring in a little tray. This is a tray that Stampin' Up! Sold, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you, 15 years ago probably. And I have a few, and I like using them. You don't have to have this tray. You can use a piece of paper, coffee filter, whatever you have to catch the excess powder. But I just like to kind of sprinkle a bunch on and then just kind of tap it down across all of this. Okay. And then I do like to go back in a second time and do it again, just to maybe in case it's got some spots that I missed the first time, that I can get them the second time. And then I flick it. Okay, and Nina just had a fantastic idea. She says she has this stamp and hasn't used it yet, but she wants to stamp it on vellum and then color the back side of it. Because if you use, well, I think you'd have to use StazOn, or you could do embossing, either one. You can't use Memento. Memento won't dry on there, but you can use StazOn or you can do embossing. So I would take my heat tool, heat it all up, and then it would look like this. It's just that the heat tool is loud and obnoxious, and I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. So I'm going to put this over to the side, and I will emboss that later. So here is my piece. Very, very pretty. And so you can do this with it if you want. I have some Stampin' Blends here. I have red and just jade and then a dark soft seafoam. And so I'm not going to color the entire thing while we're here because that would be super boring. But I'm going to color a little bit of it and kind of show you what I might do. So I would maybe start with these leaves, and this is my what? This is my light. And so I kind of like the idea of two-tone leaves. And so sometimes what I like to do is maybe do half of the leaf dark and half of the leaf light. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take some of these leaves, and half of the leaf I'm going to use my light marker on, and then the other half of the leaf I'm going to do the dark, just for a bit of contrast, just because I think that's fun. Okay. And maybe do that little guy there, this side with the light, maybe this side. So then I would come back in with my Just Jade Dark and do the opposite, other side. I'm not doing any blending. I'm not trying to be, you know, an amazing artist on this. I just am trying to get it colored. And so, and if you kind of are a little bit careful, you can keep your marker within the lines of the embossing. I have found that if you go outside the lines, I didn't really notice it too much on the gold embossing, that I had colored the gold embossing green. So you can go out of the lines if you happen to. It's not a big deal. Okay. And so I would do this to all of the leaves that are on this design. And like I said, if you like coloring, this is something that you could do. Like you could emboss a whole bunch of these, and then you could do this while you're like watching TV. Because I don't know about you guys, but when, like, if my husband and I are watching TV, he doesn't care if I'm paying attention to what's on TV or if I'm even talking to him, as long as I'm sitting there. So I find that when we are watching TV, I will always be working, whether I'm, doing something on Facebook, or if I'm typing up directions to my online class, editing photos, editing videos, whatever the case may be. As long as I'm sitting there, he's happy. So whatever. Okay, and then, so all the berries I would do red, at least I think they're berries. And then this kind of weird little fern looking thing, I have no idea what it really is. I just wanted to have some color in there, but I didn't want it to be like overbearing and super dark. So this dark soft seafoam seems to be like the perfect solution to my quest for it to be colored, but not super dark. Okay, so I would color that whole thing, and then I would cut it down to the size that I actually wanted it to be to use it on my project. So I've already done that. So I've taken that, I have then cut it down to, this is about, where's my ruler? I want to say it's like 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. Okay. Coloring in the embosser for us who have a hard time saying, yeah, it's totally true. Having to technically, yes. So I also have another way to use this stamp after I kind of make this card. It's going to be super quick, the card. So I would just add this to a layer of Just Jade. And since I did emboss this, I heat embossed it. Sometimes, like I said, the cardstock will like to roll or lift or go in a weird direction. So I like to use a liquid glue so that I can make sure that I have all sides glued down. Okay, scoot that in. Hopefully it's centered. I think it is. Okay, then I've got some ribbon here. So I've got a little scrap that I found in my scrap bin. This is our Real Red sheer ribbon is what it's called. And I'm going to just wrap this around. I can snip that off. And actually, I'm going to wrap it around this way instead, because I'm trying not to cover up any of the red. If I can help it, because of course, if I start covering up the red, there's not as much red detail on there as there is the green. So if I start covering it up with my sentiment piece and stuff, then there's just going to be less red. And I like the red on there. I kind of wish there was more berries kind of sprinkled in and out. But what you could do, and I kind of did it on this one, was like, there's a little tiny berry here. So I just dotted the red marker on all these little dots just to add a tiny bit more of the red. Dolly, you just answered the question. The next card I'm going to show you is not a Christmas card, and it uses the same stamp. Even though it still looks Christmassy, we're going to make it not Christmassy. Okay, so great question, and the answer is yes. I have a way to do that. Okay, dimensionals, and this is going to be this is a pretty quick card once you get the coloring done. So if you sit in front of the TV and you get all your coloring done, the rest of it's not going to take you much time at all. Okay, so let's center this, hopefully. Every time I do this live, it's never centered. I don't know what the heck the deal is. All right, so then I took a label from the Christmas, or the seasonal labels die set. Do I have that here? Oh, I do. Yay. Okay, so this is that labels die set. It's also got some foliage pieces in here that it goes with a stamp set that we have, and so blah, blah, whatever. That's what I'm using. And so I have a stamp set that says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." This is called Holly Jolly Wishes. So cute. We actually just used this in our Peaceful Deer class. We use this for a lot of our sentiments. All right, so I'm going to ink up a Real Red, and I'm going to stamp it on this label. Try to center it. Make sure we have the front of the label, because in case you guys, maybe you can't see, this die does put a nice little ridge around the whole thing. So it's got like a little embossed layer, and so you get this little ridge, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let us see if we can get this centered. I think we can. Yay. Okay. So then I die cut one out of Just Jade. And I'm going to snip this in half as best I can, getting it in half. Okay, and I'm going to add some glue to it. Whoops, and maybe I'm not in frame here. I'm going to add a little bit of glue, not a ton. I don't want it over, over gluey. Just a little bit. And then we can take this white label and we can add it to this Just Jade piece. And I just want a tiny bit of that showing. Just enough so that it's not completely white. I just felt like it needed to be not completely white when I was kind of testing out the card. I thought it needed to be a little bit of something else. Okay, so, and it's just barely, you can't really tell on the edges that I've even done that. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this label right here, and I can't decide. I want it in the middle. I mean, I guess we could have it in the middle, couldn't we? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, and I'm just going to use, no, what do I want to do? Okay, I decided what I'm going to do. I am going to, not that I'm going to try to straddle the ribbon, only because I don't want it to be stuck just to the ribbon, because then it'll not be stuck very well. Does that even make sense? I want it to be stuck on the paper. So I just snipped off one of the edges off of my mini dimensionals. And so now I have a little strip of dimensional and I can get it over the ribbon. I should be able to get the ribbon right in the middle. Okay. Do that. You know what we could do? Hold on. I just had an idea. Sometimes that happens. Since we don't have a whole lot of red, we can make red with our red rhinestone jewels. Yay. Where's my, oh my gosh, where's my take your pick jewel? Did I stick it in this other bucket? Hold, please. No, I didn't. Oh, I put it away. Silly me putting stuff away. Okay. What size is the Just Jade? Okay, so this was 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. So the Just Jade is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So it's just a 1/4 inch bigger than the main layer. So you could make this layer whatever size you want and then just have this be a 1/4 inch bigger. And I think this is going to work out pretty good. That we can just add some more red in here. And of course, it'll be a little bit shimmery. So it's always good when you have a little shimmer to add to your projects. And maybe we could stick a couple on our sentiment piece. Oh, I think we better stick another one on there. Okay, there. And then of course you could decorate the inside too if you decided that you wanted to. But yeah, pretty simple card once you got the coloring done, I think. So now let me bring some more stuff in so we can try a different way of coloring this stamp. All right, I need to make some room because I'm going to make a mess. I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen and it's going to be a mess. Okay, we need the Versamark. We don't need any of these bits from the dimensionals. We don't need any of the markers. We don't need the embossing powder. We do need the old Versamark pad. We don't need our Christmas card. So let me get that out of the way. Okay. Alrighty. So I am going to use our soft pastels and we are going to color that a little bit. So here's our pastels. Does it tell me the colors? I think it does somewhere. So we have Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. So we're going to be using the Gorgeous Grape and the Granny Apple Green for this card. Okay, so we have our stamp again, and we're going to ink it up with the Versamark, and we're going to do the same thing. When I think I have enough, I'm going to add some more. I need a bigger scrap paper though. Hold on. Okay. Actually, I don't want my camera to be wiggling, so I'm just going to hold this beast in my hand and ink it, ink it, ink it, ink it, ink it like a crazy person. Okay. So here's my piece of cardstock. I don't even know what size this is. It's probably a 3 3/4 by 5 would be my guess. All right. We're going to transfer the ink. Okay, so we have ink on there. And I'm going to bring in another scratch paper. Ugh, it's stuck to itself. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. Come on. All right, so I am going to take a pair of scissors and my gorgeous grape chalk, and I am going to scrape some of it onto this scratch paper here. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green. I'm going to use the other side of my blade so that I'm not getting, you know, the purple in there. And I'm going to do that over here on this side. And now I don't know if there's a better way to do this or not. This is just what I came up with today, literally half an hour before we went live. Okay. I do have some sponge daubers here for my pastels. So I have a Granny Apple Green and a grape. Okay, so I am going to dip my thing into the grape, and I need to hold it up to the light a little bit because I want to find the berries. Okay, so here are some berries right here, and I am just going to add some of this to those berries. And there's some more berries right here. Am I in the frame? Yes. Okay. And so I'm kind of pouncing and twisting slightly as I'm doing this. Okay. And then I think there's another set of berries where right here. Yes. Or at least I think they're berries. Okay. So we have that done. So I'm just going to blow this off into my stamp room. There. Blown it off. And I'm actually going to bring in another piece of scrap paper because I have all that purple there now underneath, and I don't want the purple anymore. I want the Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to do the same thing, and now I'm literally just going to do the entire rest of the card in the Granny Apple Green. Okay. So like I said, I'm just kind of very gently pouncing and twisting. And the twisting is just barely a twist. I'm not twisting and grinding. I'm just barely. But I've done this before. We used to sell pastels before, so I am familiar with the technique, and I've done it a lot. And so there. Okay, so you would get the whole thing done with whatever colors you want. And yeah, I get it. It still is, you know, it's a Christmas stamp, but, you know, who's to say we have to use it for Christmas? So then you would blow that off. And then I found that when it got a little bit dry, when the ink sort of dried, I just took a tissue or toilet paper, whatever you have, and just kind of gently rubbed over it just to get the excess chalk off. Like, because you don't want a whole bunch of chalk on there and then somebody gets your card and they get a handful of mess. So after it's kind of dried onto the Versamark, then you can take a tissue and kind of wipe that excess off. Okay. And then this is the card that I came up with. It's basically the exact same layout as the Christmas card. I did use that cute little stamp set, little details for my little party hat and my sentiment. And then, because it was purple and green, and I used purple cardstock, gorgeous grape, Granny Apple Green, I used our beautiful, gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. And then, all of a sudden, I remembered that we have these pastel pearls. And there are some dark purple ones in there. And so I added the dark purple. And so, like I said, yeah, it's probably a Christmas stamp, but I have two sister-in-laws who have birthdays in December. So I could absolutely use this card for them in December, you know. Anyway, I hope you guys like that. That's just another way, you know, or one way that you can use these pastels. I haven't played with them a whole lot. But today I just got that wild hair, like I said, when I was designing this card. I thought, oh, you know what? I could use pastels. And then for some reason, that gorgeous grape ribbon was sitting on my desk, and I thought, ooh, that's what I could do. So that's what I did. Okay, so let me bring in the other cards that we made. So we've got these two. And this, what did I do? Oh, here it is. I'm like, what in the world did I do with another card? And then we have this one. So don't forget that I have my class with the little details stamp set and the star-crossed folder. This is one of the cards that will be in your kit. And I showed you how to make that earlier in the video. So that, and the link to that is in the description of this video. And then we have our beautiful fall-ish card. A little bit of fun on the inside, and our gorgeous Christmas card with our Stampin' Blends coloring, and then a copycat using the pastels that we sell. Actually, do they even call them pastels? Yeah, soft pastels. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's all the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bonnie, I'll get your stamp set out to you, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week for more stamping. So have a fantastic week, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.